quick and easy egg-free cashew marzipan for decorating your cakes and for other recipes. There's no cooking needed, there are no tricky sugar syrups. With Christmas around the corner, you must surely try this recipe. It's nice to have some of that Play-Doh kind of marzipan for making those little carrots, pumpkins or stars for your cakes. It will immediately make it look more attractive and it will add that festive touch to it. Marzipan is normally made with cashews, almonds or even pistachios. Almonds need to be blanched, of course. You'll need to remove the outer skin, then you'll need to dry them and then you will be able to use them. But with cashew nuts, it's even more faster and easier. You'll find recipes which use egg, you'll find recipes which use corn syrup. There may be varying proportions of sugar and nuts. There are recipes where you'll be first making a sugar syrup and then you'll be adding the ground nuts to it to make the marzipan. There are recipes for marzipan which is meant for modeling, so there's a lot we can try. There are more Christmas recipes coming up. Please subscribe. Do not forget to click on the bell to receive email notifications whenever I upload a new video. I'll be trying more recipes for marzipan, but let's start with this really simple one. This recipe is inspired by one of Rose Baranbaum's recipes. This recipe is really easy and it has worked well for me. But then details make a lot of difference always, so please do watch this video carefully and follow the recipe for the best results. So here are the few ingredients we'll need for this cashew marzipan. We have some cashew nuts here. We need them at room temperature. We do not want them warm, hot or even cold from the refrigerator. And then I have bashed these up into smaller bits. I've put the nuts in a Ziploc cover and I've bashed them up to make them into smaller pieces. This is really important. And then we have some normal granulated sugar. And then we have some liquid glucose here. This is very commonly available at most baking supply stores. You could also find it online. And then we need a tiny bit of water. I'm not going to be using all of this. You could also use any optional flavorings like cardamom, saffron, orange zest or anything else you wish, whatever goes with the flavor of your cake. We need some good quality food color. I'm using some Wilton color gel here. The smallest jar of your blender will work really great for this recipe. For more details on grinding nuts, please do watch my video how to grind almonds for baking. So we'll first take the sugar and we'll grind it till it's really fine. Now we'll add the cashew nuts. I find it's always better to make these things in smaller quantities for the best texture. We will grind this in short spurts at the lowest speed. The cashews are finer now, but we need them even more fine. We will redistribute this sugar and nut mixture using a spoon. Grind again in short spurts. In short spurts on the lowest speed throughout the process. So now this is really fine. The texture now feels quite good. There aren't any large pieces of cashews in here, but we will sift this anyways once. We need this mixture to be fine but still powdery. You do not want this to become oily. And now we will sift this. You could use this for something else later. If you want to add in any flavoring like cardamom, vanilla or orange zest, you can add it now. Now we will add this liquid glucose. We need 1 tablespoon plus 1 teaspoon for this recipe. Now I'll mix this with my hands. It gives me a better feel of the consistency of the dough. We will need a little bit of water. I will add this half teaspoon at a time. Be really careful when you add the water. Half teaspoon more. Do not measure the water over this mixture. You may end up dropping more water here. A little too much and you will have cashew soup here. Now this has started to come together. It may appear to be slightly dry and crumbly at this point, but it will come together, so do not add more water. Even if you do add drop by drop, or simply moisten your hands and then start bringing the mixture together again. We want this to be soft, fairly soft. Be careful not to over knead, or this will start releasing oil and it will become oily. That's extremely unappealing. And so this is our cashew marzipan, and you could knead in any color you want to knead. Be gentle again, you do not want this mixture to release oil. If you're not going to be using it right away, you could wrap it in cling film and then keep it in the refrigerator. It should stay for a few days. You could also try freezing it. If you keep it in the refrigerator or in the freezer, first bring it to room temperature and then knead it, otherwise the oil might separate. If you do by chance add extra water and your marzipan becomes very sticky, then you could try adding more sugar till you get this consistency once again. It will work, but it will be a little too sweet. And in the worst case, you could also add in a tiny bit of cornstarch or corn flour to this marzipan, and then you should be able to work with it. Adding more sugar or some cornstarch to adjust the consistency will change the taste of your marzipan, but you will still be able to work with it. So for the success of this recipe, please weigh the ingredients very carefully, measure the liquid glucose carefully, and add water drop by drop if needed after you add the first half or 1 teaspoon of water. You could also roll it between 2 pieces of baking parchment and then cut it out into shapes as needed using cookie cutters. I'm eagerly waiting to start my Christmas baking. I hope you've made your candied orange peel and soaked your fruit for your fruit cake. I'll be back soon with some more recipes. Please subscribe. Please stay tuned.